What's up, folks? This is Crypto with James, talking to you today about Nereus Finance. They've partnered with WireX. Now, if you're unfamiliar with WireX, it's a massive company, and they've been at the forefront of innovation for a while. So I want to show what they're currently doing and what is coming up. Before I do, I update my spreadsheet. These are the first 26 coins. If you had bought into these for $100 each when I did videos about them, and you cashed out at the highs of this bull cycle, you'd been in profit for 123k. If, however, you were still holding all that crypto, you'd be in profit for 11.3k. That is the difference between cashing out in a bull cycle and a bear cycle. Worth remembering, because there'll be another bull cycle after this bear cycle. So now is the time to invest. I've shown that with every single financial market going. Bear cycles and recessions are the singular best time to invest. They usually get the greatest return on profit, or well, not usually, always. So same is true for crypto, except it's many times more. If you want to see the coins I'm buying up right now, come check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share every coin I buy and sell. If you're brand new to crypto and you don't have time to do the research, you can see exactly what I'm getting into. Just go see the site and see the success stories. Links in the description, folks. So, WireX. Now, WireX is a payment solution that they've got around 5 million merchants that use WireX. And they've done a hell of a lot in just the past sort of 7 years. So in 2015, WireX launched the first crypto to fiat payment card. Then in 2018, not that one. In 2018, WireX created their reward card, which users gained like 1.5% back of anything they spent in Bitcoin. That was the first ever. They then partnered in 2019 with MakerDAO. MakerDAO was obviously, one of the biggest DeFi projects going. In 2019, they also created their own token. That's the WireX native token, WXT, and that was on an initial exchange offering through OKX. And again, anyone that's using WireX, which they have 5 million customers and over 80,000 merchants, so anyone can have access to their token. And they also launched X accounts for high interest crypto savings. Now, obviously, always worth being careful with these. We've seen things go wrong recently. Protect your private keys and stuff. And I don't recommend any high-interest accounts in general because, we've seen the Celsius decline, collapse, Voyager collapse recently. And as big a payment platform as WireX is, high-interest accounts are something to protect yourself about. But huge company with huge innovation for the past 7 years, and Nereus Finance is sort of partnered with them. So Nereus is an avalanche lending protocol. They've been audited by AmbiSafe. The security audit passed with flying colors. So they utilize the WXT token. So the WireX token is used as a way to earn growth. So you can stake or lock your WXT and gain up to a 50% revenue share from WireX. Now, it's used by 5 million customers worldwide. It powers their rewards program. It's also included in the crypto rewards cashback. So anytime you spend money on your card, you get up to 8% back on that WireX token. You get savings bonuses as well. And it's multi-chain. It's on both Ethereum and Avalanche at the moment. So what you can do effectively is lock up your token. Now, what Nereus are doing, there's a few things coming up, so I want to talk about them. So first of all, they've got their NFT launch that's coming either at the back end of this month or the start of August. Now, what I like about this is because Nereus, like I said, they use the WireX token, but in terms of a governance mechanism, they're going to use the NFT. So if you want to learn more about it, I recommend you join the Discord and start learning, talking to the people in there. But what this does is effectively remove the whale situation. So with governance, excuse me, water. The biggest problem that we see with governance tokens is pretty much that people that are the biggest holders of coins can maneuver the governance mechanisms however they want. So Nereus are doing a sort of novel solution in that if you have an NFT, you get a vote. So NFT holders can get a vote on the governance of the protocol and how it's going to move forward, as well as obviously a variation in terms of rarity. Plus, you know, it's going to be integrated into Nereus's protocol, so you'll get specific perks that can boost your rewards across their earn platform. So the Shapeshifter avatar should be coming up soon, but if you want to learn about this, I really recommend people go to the Discord and start learning, because this is an interesting premise. And I actually like it as an anti-whale governance solution compared to the sort of however many tokens you hold, that's how many votes you get. It always just skews the voting terribly, and we've seen dodgy stuff like that with Terra. So be careful, but be careful with governance stuff. But that's a novel solution, so I like that. So Nereus utilize WXT for purposes of earning, and they have now got their earn feature out. So this is they have an over collateralized stablecoin called NXUSD. So you can borrow NXUSD by utilizing AVAX or DAI or WBTC or WETH or WXT. And by doing this, you can borrow out your stablecoin. And the earn capacity within the model is pretty damn good. But you only get the higher APY if you are prepared to lock up your WXT. So if you've got 50,000, like as an example, up to 50,000 locked WXT will give you an allowance for tier 1 of 1,000 of the NXUSD. And from that, you can get up to 20% for your interest. Now, if you lock up 500,000 WXT, you can get up to 15,000. That will give you a 20% interest, and so on and so on. But the benefits as well is that obviously, once you've locked up your WXT and you're gaining that yield, anything above tier 1. So if you say had, 50,000 WXT, but you also deposited 2,000 NXUSD, that first 1,000 will get 20%, but that second 1,000 would also get an additional 4%. So the earning capacity here is pretty good. Now, what I do like is the fact that it is over collateralized. We have seen problems in terms of in the past with other cryptos regarding borrowing and lending, but particularly with algorithmic stablecoins, but over the collateralized stablecoins have had more success, way more success. So this is a really intriguing premise because obviously you can earn a hell of a lot. And they've also got the liquidation fees with regards to any of these. So AVAX as an example, if you deposited, let's say, I don't know, 20, I don't have any in my account, wrapped AVAX, and you wanted to borrow, I don't know, 100, it tells you your position health. So your position health is 71.21%. So expected liquidation price would be $6.66 recurring for AVAX, right? So obviously, as you over collateralize, you're more and more secure. So you're not going to get liquidated. So if you had 200 AVAX and then you only borrowed 100 NXUSD, you're only going to get liquidated if wrapped AVAX drops below 67 cents. So the probability of that is massively low, and it's worthwhile bearing that in mind, because if you're ever going to borrow money, and if you're ever going to do that, make sure your position is as strong as possible, So the risk of liquidation is insanely minimal. Because if you do get liquidated, that's it gone. You do not want to put yourself in that position. And that's just borrowing, and obviously you can repay as well afterwards. But it gives you the opportunity to start to build a position, because once you've borrowed your stable coin, you can then put it into your earn capacity, deposit it in, and start earning your percentage yield. And obviously, once you do that, it will update on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, so you can actually track it. And but with all of these things, guys, be sensible. If you do participate in this, be sensible about your risk. You should never be in a position where if you're borrowing, you're at risk of liquidation. Simply put, you should never, ever, ever put yourself in that position. So again, if you wanted to use DAI, you've got 1,000. Now, with DAI liquidation, the probability is pretty damn low. So you've got to be careful with regards to that. Okay? Because you do not want to get liquidated. But even in DAI, you're not going to get liquidated. Even if you put in 1,000 or 10,000 and 10,000. So they're saying insufficiently value available. So you put in 8851. So liquidation price for DAI there would be terrible, because it could drop. DAI could drop to 98 cents. We've seen stablecoins do that. So you'd add in an extra zero, and then it's got to drop to 9.8 cents. Probability of that's a lot lower. So whenever you're doing these kind of things, and then obviously if I added in a couple of zeros, it would the decimal place shifts a lot. So the worst position health you're allowed to have is about 16%. Would never allow that ever. Give yourself pretty much 100% position health, then there's no risk to liquidations. But in terms of an earn capacity, I really like this as a model. Over-collateralized stablecoins are far more secure. They're not subject to the same price manipulation as what we saw with things like Terra, where Terra had that 1-to-1 swap ratio with UST, and that caused the entire collapse. You know, we've not seen those issues with your Aves, and we're not going to see that with Nereus. And it's just a little bit of, it's a very different mechanism. And if you actually check out the overall app right now, what we know is that they've actually got a hell of a lot already locked up. So there's a lot of trust in this app already. So I'll just connect. So currently locked up, you've got 166 million WireX tokens locked, and 240 million WireX staked. The WireX price is nice and low because they've got a massive circulating supply. But what this does, what this shows is they've got a decent strength in terms of their DeFi right now. The APYs again on their actual app are very, very good. You know, if you deposit WireX, you're going to get 69% APY. Now that's pretty damn good. And you know, they've got a number of different tokens, obviously. So you've got USD Coin, Tether, Wrapped BTC, and obviously APRs are significantly, or APYs rather, are significantly lower for the other tokens. But if you're participating in the market and they give the reward in WireX token, and that percentage yield is far, far greater. Overall, I really like it as a DeFi concept. It's one where I think they've got real good vision for what they want to do. I really do like the introduction of the governance model. With regards to the NFTs, very clever, you know, anti-whale feature. And you can't knock that. You can't knock that yield. And as long as it remains over collateralized, you're sorted, because they're not at risk of that. Well, you're not at risk of that brutality that we saw with all the other stable coins over the past year. So intriguing premise, worth having a look at, guys. But if you're going to take a look, check out their Medium articles, check out their Discord, particularly with regards to the NFT, because the NFT has is going to be launching soon, so you're going to want to have a look at that and learn about it. And if you ever borrow, guys, manage your risk. But the beauty of this is you're forced to manage your risk, and as a result, as long as you keep your expected liquidation price and your position health, keep your position health as strong as humanly possible, you will be sorted with this. And it's so one to have a look at, folks. And that's it from me. I hope you guys like it. What do you think of WireX? Because it's partnered with WireX, and the whole premise as well is that WireX are going to integrate that stablecoin into merchants as well. So the merchants that are partnered with WireX, which is about 80,000, will be able to accept that stablecoin as a payment solution. So they've got their innovations. In the past 7 years, they've done quite a lot. So it's an intriguing one. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think WireX long-term has legs? Do you think Nereus long-term has legs? And do you like the NFT anti-whale model? Let me know in the comments down below. And guys, if you want to see the coins I'm buying up in the bear cycle, those ones that I think can do the 20x's, the 40x's, the 50, the 100, you can come check out Copy My Cryptos, where I share everything I'm doing. I've been dollar cost averaging into a couple of coins over the last month. I'm planning on dollar cost averaging into a number of different positions throughout this bear cycle, with the view of those coins doing massive gains from where they are now to the peak of the next bull cycle. So if you want to see what they are, just click the link in the description and check it out. That's it from me, folks. Take it easy. Bye-bye.